We live in full effect. Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy Chillin' Dylan, Jesus of SoundCloud, Black Tom Anderson, and your favorite rapper owes me money. I'm going to bring the Killer Queen on stage in just a moment here, but for now I want to pass this live around to the sexy people on a Thursday afternoon. It's hot outside. Make sure your game is hydrated. We got a very special guest joining us for the evening. I want to pass this live around to some sexy people. Only the sexiest people. It's going down, man. It's Killa Convos. Get in some heads up in here. Come on in. Greet one another as you join the live. Make sure you're sharing the live. And make sure your spirit is in good energy. We got a mighty man from the magical mitten from the great state of Michigan who does a lot for this underground. Ly Richards, what's happening, man? I don't know any of this music. Let's bring Killer Queen on stage. What up, Juan? What up, Bale? Coast to coast palm tree in the motherfucking house. Let me keep myself hydrated. There she is.
What's going on?
Good afternoon.
That's up.
What's happening? Uh-oh. All right, Killer Queen's going to come back on stage in a sec. Up there's the homie Ron P, our guest of the hour. Gonna bring him on stage right about now. Gotta get my co-host on. There's Killer Queen. Get my pod sister back in here.
You want to know what's crazy is I've been noticing, like, if I post something, I feel like I'm starting to get, like, shadow banned. Because, like,
Really?
whenever I try to go live, it's like either they kick me off, and I could be talking, like, there could be no music playing in the background, and, like, they just kick me off, or it's weird.
You know what I noticed? That my engagement sucks donkey balls because Instagram knows who's posting and who ain't paying.
That's insane.
Yo,
There
yo.
we go.
Yeah,
Oh, what's happening, Ron P?
What's that? Hey, can y'all hear me?
Oh, we
Yep.
hear you crystal clear.
Yep.
Oh, cool,
Welcome
cool, cool,
to
cool.
Killer Convos, man. I see you repping my fair city with your hat.
Oh, that's where you from?
Yes, sir. Born and raised.
See, I love LA, but I never been to LA.
Really?
Yeah, like
Well, I love Saginaw. I've been to Detroit, but not Saginaw.
you ain't missing nothing. You ain't missing nothing.
Man.
And
Good seeing everybody. I see y'all working, y'all doing y'all thing. Shouts out to what y'all
we're
doing.
grinding, man. We're grinding.
We know that
Yes, sir.
you've been out here doing your thing too. You got a podcast and a show that I've been able to be a part of. The game show was super super lit. I had so much fun. Got drunk as hell.
Yep. And
And
had
it's
a
crazy.
she had a designated driver,
I
people. She
did.
designated
Just so
driver.
y'all know, I did. I had a designated driver.
Yeah, that
But yeah, the game show was for sure lit. Interview part was lit. It was a vibe.
Yeah,
thank you.
y'all have. You know, your setup. You know, reminds me of Snoop Dogg when he does GGN.
I was inspired by that.
Very dope.
Very,
You know, you
very
and
dope.
I are on the same mission and soldiers of the same struggle. So, bro, I just want to say I admire what you're doing with the reactions, with the music, with your whole mission going on, bro. So, like, salute to you.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that.
Um,
Yes.
me and Palm were talking. When I told him about you and Cher, I was like, you guys kind of remind me of each other because like everything that you guys do, the only thing that Palm doesn't do is like he don't rap. But I bet
Mm.
you if he did, he probably could because
Put his
he
mind to it. He could do it.
everything. But no, I was
Yeah.
telling him I was like, you know what, you guys like kind of remind me of each other in some certain ways, and I think it was dope. Palm was like, when I heard his voice, like I thought he was from the South. Like,
I get that a lot.
Yeah.
I get
yeah.
that a lot. Matter of fact, I used to live in Grand Rapids, so when I moved to Grand Rapids, I don't know, I think Saginaw got more of a you know, a lot of our parents is from the South and things like that. So when I went to Grand Rapids, they was like, "Where you from?" There's like you saw. This is back when the South was popping, like when early Cash Money, early No Limit, early Mike Jones, all of that stuff. And people would say that I had that kind of accent, and I'm like, where? Because I think I speak more proper than anything, you
Yeah.
know. So, but yeah, I've heard that before though. So
Yeah, I
I
used
don't
to
know.
get that a lot because I went to Hampton in Virginia, but being from California, people would be like, "You talk proper," and then I'm like, "Well, what am I supposed to say on the dead homies?" Cuz
Right, right.
yeah.
Like what is proper? Or I had people tell me I talk white.
Oh, I hate that. I used growing up. I used to get that all the
Yeah,
time.
it's like so. What is that? I mean, so speaking proper English, I guess categorize you as white or whatever. You know, so I don't know. I just speak, and whoever
Yeah.
listens, listen. I don't, you know.
Listen, when
Yeah,
we are in a business where our diction and the words we choose make us money, we better speak proper.
yeah. It's not trying to be nothing you aren't, but it's just more of the way you articulate. You
Yeah.
know, it means a lot.
Right.
You know, you want to do business with somebody who not gonna say, "All right, for sure, I got you back." You know, so it's sometimes the way you articulate yourself, it determines who want to work with you. You
I
know, so some
definitely I believe there's a time and a place. Sorry to cut you off, brother. I believe there's a time and a place for that, though. You know, when we do business amongst each other, you know, as black and brown
absolutely,
people, there's a time where that's appropriate. But code switching, you know how we
absolutely,
do.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yes.
So Queen and Ron P, how did you guys first link up?
So, I've actually known his wife for a long time. His wife and my cousin Lena are actually have been friends for a long time. So I met her through my cousin Lena, and then before I even knew that Ron and Cher were married, I came across Ron's music. I came across a music video, and then I ended up finding out like the connection. I'm like, oh shit, okay. And then I started just kind of like his music kind of like brought me in, started listening to his music. And then I had already heard of like MEB. Cause Saginaw like it's super small. So like the people who are doing music there and their music is popping, like everybody knows about it for real. Cause it's so small. And then you hear about the people who really, I mean, aren't that good too. You know what I'm saying? But that's really how I found out about him. Then I started seeing his videos, um, a couple of his music videos, things like that. Um, and then like I think it was like a year ago. I was supposed to come do an interview. Um, and then I was in like this toxic ass relationship at that point in time to where like couldn't do anything. Basically, why I settled for that, the world may never know, but I know that'll never fucking happen again.
To be
Um,
spoken on another episode of Killa Convos.
on another episode. Um, but yeah, so then like a year later, he had also did a music review on Texas Made,
Hmm.
and that was dope as hell. So y'all go watch that too, because that was a dope ass music review, song review that he did of mine. Um, and then we had linked up. I had drove the 2 hours, went out there. I had went out there to go see my family and stuff too, and drop my son off, things like that, because my son's dad live out there and shit. And we did the game show, um, and shit, it's been lit ever since. You know what I'm saying? It's been locked in ever since.
Been locked in ever since. Yeah,
So
Very dope.
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
I keep my ears to the street, and that's what it was because before I found out that you knew my wife, I was already trying to network with you anyway.
Yeah.
So, matter of fact, I think it was probably like a week before you actually came that I found out that y'all knew each other. Like it was like real, just that's how small the city is.
Yeah.
Like you know, you're gonna know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
Yep.
So yeah, that was just a coincidence. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Believe
But
it or not, LA is kind of similar. Even though this is like Hollywood and
right.
this is like LA, like it's a big small town. It's all about who you know, no matter where you go.
I'm coming out there. Actually, my homeboy, he stayed here, but he's from there. He's from LA.
Okay.
And I'm a big diehard Tupac fan,
Okay.
like to the bone. So I've always wanted to go to LA. I just always wanted to experience the palm trees and Venice Beach and all of these
All the
places
things, yeah.
and all of the commercial things, because it's only a couple streets you could turn down, then you're in the wrong spot. So and the funny part about wanting to go out there is I've educated myself on hats. I'm a
uh,
hat collector. I have like over 200 something hats. And my homeboy was telling me, he's like, yeah, this hat you don't want to wear. You don't want this hat, this hat. It ain't even about colors. It's about
yeah,
what's on the
the
hat,
teams.
the teams and stuff. So I had to educate myself on certain areas, certain hats, and certain this and dress codes, and so yeah, it's some like this hat. I couldn't wear this hat everywhere freely in LA. You know what I'm saying?
I mean it's red, but like it's still just, you know what I'm saying? It's just a Dodger fitted, so I
But
think
but
you're
that
good.
red, that red, depending on where I'm at.
They don't really trip about that as much as you think anymore. Like the
And
only
I'm
time like niggas is really like flamed up if you're like blood or Pyru is on their hood day.
nah,
Like,
I'm a
but if you
black
want to
do
be safe and
black
don't
do
take your
rag,
chances,
black do
yeah.
rag.
Don't, hey
Yeah,
man, don't listen to me. When you come to my house, I live in the suburbs. Like,
yeah.
I
I
can leave my
was gonna
door
say,
unlocked, my car unlocked. Like, I'm
okay,
chilling.
I'm in your area
Yeah.
then, cause I
Yeah.
I ain't trying to. Yeah, I'm
When
straight.
um, my first time I ever went to LA was a Doom Shop show, um, and it was the best experience of my life going to LA. I'm not gonna lie. Even though when I went out there, it was in October, so it was chilly. It wasn't like so hot at the beach like I thought it was gonna be. It was actually pretty cold. I was a little upset because I wanted to get in the water.
Yeah. That was in October, though. That's crazy. We've been in the same room together, but we didn't like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
We didn't like meet.
And it just was a great experience,
Yeah,
and
that was a dope show, though.
I felt I felt like amazing just being there in California, just because like obviously that's where all my peoples are, you know what I'm saying? Texas and Cali, like in Arizona, those three places is where it's all filled with Hispanics. So it was so cool to just turn on every street and have like a paletero who was selling ice cream and people selling corn and like just everything, and I miss all that from the South, so it was dope to go there and be able to feel that home again a little bit.
Yeah, I feel that. It's funny because Cher, my wife, she say the same things like because she from El Paso,
Hmm.
and we lived in El Paso, so yeah, the guy with the corn and all of
Elote,
that, and then
man.
yeah, and then she loved like so she a lot of the stuff that she do here now, she bring it with her, like so the watermelon with the tahine and all of the lime. She put lime on like
Yeah.
everything and the hot Cheetos and lime and so y'all familiar with Chico's Tacos?
I
Yeah.
think I heard of it.
Okay, well they every now and then they get together and make it here. They like recreate Chico's Tacos and
I'm
so try to bring her culture. What you say?
so sick. I'll drive 2 hours for Chico's Tacos.
Oh yeah, see they love it. They love it.
That's insane.
Dope.
Yeah.
So, how'd you get started with the whole? I know music probably came first, but breaking on down, how'd you get started transitioning from the artist to kind of where I sit as, or where you sit today as a media personality?
Um well yeah, you're right. The music came first. And one thing I learned about music, well I learned I understood business first, right? So it don't matter how talented you are as an artist from a business aspect, sometimes that's not good enough. So I started thinking of like, okay, how can I market myself? How can I market myself where I can get traction for my music? So what I started doing was, okay, if y'all don't want to listen to me rap, fine. I'll do skits because comedy is universal,
Right.
right? Like everybody loves comedy. So, and then once I felt like, okay, people starting to look at me more with the comedy because I was doing skits, then I was like, okay, well, let me find other people who's passionate about doing music and interview them. That way, their fan base can become my fan base, and also I could get some insight on learning about things that other artists do for promotion. And then it just started just a domino effect, just like what else can I do? So my fan base has grown as an artist from everything else that I've done. It wasn't never, oh, I like his music, he dope, I'm gonna follow him. No, it was, oh, that's the dude who do podcasts. He rap too? Oh, let me go check him out. Or you know what I'm saying? So I just learned that from a business aspect, uh sometimes the music isn't enough. And doing these other outlets and opening different ears will bring that traction to me. You know what I mean? Like me and my wife, we did a show called Baby Life, and it was 23 episodes. You remember that? And it was a documentary of from the moment she found out she was pregnant to the birth of my son is actually on YouTube, like head coming out and everything. We did 23 episodes, and in those 23 episodes, rap wasn't mentioned one time. I didn't promote no music, and a lot of my fan base started to grow because they was like, oh, that's the guy he was crying on camera, he was cutting the umbilical cord, he was there with his wife. So it made people gravitate to me as a person. And then when they found out that, oh, he raps as well, let me go check him out. So it just, all these other different avenues just help promote the music more. You know what I mean? If that make any sense.
No, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So that's how I got into it. And then it wasn't necessarily me getting into it and forcing myself to do it. It was natural. It felt genuine when I do it, because I don't want to ever do nothing that I have to force myself to do. So doing the interviews and the podcast and all of that stuff, it feels good. It feels like me. I'm not stepping out of who I really am. So it's just real, just genuine and natural. Like she'll tell you, like when you come on my podcast, I don't have a list of questions to ask you. I don't believe in scripted conversations. So it flows better. So yeah, all of this stuff is just another outlet of me, I guess. So
That was like the most perfect answer somebody could have given. Like, I like the term that you used, the domino effect term, because to
hmm
be honest, as an artist and DJ, when Palm hit me up about this Killa Convos idea he had, I was like, I've been wanting to do podcasting. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
I didn't know how to go about it because I've always been so focused on music and putting my all into one thing to where I felt like I didn't have enough time to do all of these things.
hmm
And now Killa Combos has created Lifted and Thrifted, which is another, it's a blog I started where I, smoke my shit, get lifted, and then go thrifting. And I show videos of what I find, like the good finds, and just the engagement on my page, which I just created not that long ago, has been really, really good.
Love it.
And it's showed me that, like, all right, Jess, you can be a rapper. All right, you can be a singer, you can be a DJ, you can be a podcaster, you could be a teacher, you can be a mom, you can be all of these things and still feel so good about yourself, because like you said, Ron, like it comes natural.
hmm
And I surprised myself because it did take me a minute to like get my flow with the podcasting and stuff. But when I was thinking about it the other day, I'm like, you know what? Like before me and Palm like came up with the Killa Combos concept and all of that stuff, like me and Palm had been going live for like years. Like we randomly just get on live and just be on live talking stuff. Like it'd be late at night. So like we kind of already had built this relationship. It just, you know, Palm kind of like gave me that push to where it's like, all right, hey, we got this or I came up with this name and this concept. Like, what do you think about it? I think it would be like a good thing and things like that. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I think that this is what I need. And to be honest, like when we started Killa Combos, I had a whole bunch of personal stuff going on, like my grandfather passed and I got sick and my mom was in the hospital and like a whole bunch of things. So it was like, this is healing. A lot
It
Right.
absolutely is.
the music, podcast, the vlogging, the networking, everything is like super healing to me because I'm such a people person that like interactions with people I love or I care about or good friends and, shit like that. It makes you feel good. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I,
know a majority of the people who I know to this day on a personal level, the music or media has brought us together. I mean, look, the music and media brought me in. Queen together. So it's just like it's sometimes it's bigger than entertainment. It's just like you said, music is therapeutic. Like for me, I tell people all the time, you will learn more about me listening to a 3-minute song than having a 2-hour conversation with me. Because music is a diary, it's an outlet, and it's a way to bring people together. It's like, music is universal. So to be a part of it, that's like amazing. And like I said, some of my greatest friends to this day I met from collabing with and growing relationships with, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Word. Yeah, and on the subject of creative outlets being healing things, this. Oh, where'd she go?
Nope, we lost her.
Let's bring her back up. Uh, I was just gonna share that, through the different shows I run, being, Killa Convos with her, and then thickness protection program. There you go. Um, all of I didn't expect that these things would multiply. That
Mm.
and I always kind of saw it this way, that that they're spin-offs.
Right.
From Palm, then there was then I started Palmcast, and then Thousand Island, the clothing brand I dabbled with. Shout out to Bankhead from Straight Out the Trunk who just walked in. Uh, from all, then TPP came, and then from that came Beatbox, and then from Beatbox, then the Killa Convos, then Killa Convos to Lifted and Thrifted. This brand's already multiplied, and it hasn't even been here for 3 months.
Right.
So
And
yeah,
that's the thing, you have to expect the unexpected with music and media, because like in the blink of an eye things can take off for you so fast, because again, media, music, film, all of this stuff is universal, and everybody want to be a part of it, whether you want to watch it or or actually do it.
yeah, a
So
spectator or a creator.
right, yeah, I like that. But yeah, so I think that's why it's so important to do these things, because in today's market, the like social media is so big, and there's so many outlets that you can do whatever you want to do. Like I said, whether it's comedy, acting, rapping, whatever, podcasting, there's just something for everybody. And as long as you're consistent, it's going to take off, and you just got to be ready for it when it do, because usually what happens is when it take off, sometimes people are so overwhelmed with it, they crash. They don't know what to do with it. It happens so fast. So I just feel like when you're in this line of work, you have to expect at some point this is going to take off, and you got to be ready for it, because it's something that everybody is a part of.
No doubt. So, how do you balance between your music and then the YouTube channel, and then creating, and then also like your family life? How do you balance like all of these various things that you dabble in, or you know work in?
Uh, One word, and I always tell people this: it's just sacrifice. It's sacrifice. Like okay, I have 4 kids. My oldest son just went off to college. We just sent him off to college.
Congrats!
So thank you, thank you. So him going to college, and then I have a 5-year-old. So
Wow.
that's the age gap. I have a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 16-year-old, and a 19-year-old. So when I was doing all of this music and investing money into studio equipment that I did not have, by the way, because studio equipment is ridiculously priced, right? So I bought all of this cameras and studio stuff and all of this stuff, and I'm like, well, I'm taking food out of their mouths if this don't work. But if this do work, I can financially take care of them. So it was just making a sacrifice, and knowing what I wanted my out picture to be, the end result of this to be, is just to provide for my family. So once I got that understanding of making sacrifices, it was easy. And I talked to my family about it, and they like, yeah, boom, do it. So I had support. So once I made that sacrifice and I had the support, everything else was just like, and then I believe in myself as a content creator or artist. So that also helped as well. I didn't second guess would my talent reach the masses. It was just, when will it reach the masses? So, like I said, I just had the support, made the sacrifice, and just, and I bring them in, my family, on everything. So they're also a part of what I do. Like me and my wife have numerous things that we do together. She has a channel. She has a podcast that she launching. We make merch, and so and then I get my input from my son, the oldest one. He's not a rapper, but he listens to everything. So I even bring him in on my music, like, yo, what you listening to this day? Like, what's popping out there? So they're a part of everything that I do. So, and that's my number one priority, my family. So as long as they're a part of what I'm doing and I'm able to work from home and do it, it's just like everything else is green light, you know.
Very dope.
I love the fact that you include your family in everything. Like literally everything. They've been on the show, they've done the game show, things like that. And I think that's really dope that you include them in everything.
I
So
Yeah,
think in a
oh,
world
yeah.
where like AI is becoming more of the conversation in a more algorithm driven world, I think people really want to see organic things like families and just how we love each other and how we vibe. I think that's what really makes what you do special, as well as like, shout out my people's rolling with the loving goods who I'm producing too. So, they just want to see regular folks.
Yeah,
yeah.
because a lot of people, even with the music, I don't stray too far away from reality with my music because we all can't relate to Lamborghinis. I can't even fit in a Lamborghini. I'm pretty sure I can't. I've never went in a helicopter. I don't go to Gucci and buy clothes and spend $1,500 on one shirt. I don't do that. So people love to have something that they can relate to, something that they can identify with.
Yeah.
So I think that, when you have your family a part of everything what you're doing, there's somebody watching right now and be like, so I can do a podcast even though I have a family. Just bring them along. You know what I'm saying? Or, I can rap, just make sure the people that I love stay close. Like it's just showing the reality because social media is a fantasy world that you can be whoever you think you want to be. You can make things look how they really aren't. Like it's so fake. Social media is so fake. So I just try to, if anybody ever pull my internet card with my reality card, they're gonna match up. I'm not so far fetched from who I am in reality. Like for example, I don't drink or smoke. I never even tried it.
Nice.
I've
I'm
never
90 days sober myself from alcohol.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations. That's big, but like I've never even took a sip. I've never took a puff of nothing. And I don't put that in my
Really?
music. So I don't have a jail record. I can't talk about jail. So like I said, when you pull my reality with my internet Ron, when you pull Ron P and Ronald together, they're the same person. You know what I'm saying? And I think that people gravitate to me because I am just, it sounds cliche, but I'm a real person. I don't fabricate, I don't lie. And she'll tell you when you come to my house for like interviews and stuff, my family's upstairs. There's not no bunch of niggas running around here smoking. The environment is chill. What you need to drink,
Yeah.
it's,
Sitting in the garage. Love
Bro,
it.
you know what I'm saying?
he he got me that down. Before I even showed up, he was like, "What do you drink?" I was like, "Henny." He got me a whole damn bottle of that limited edition Nas Hennessy.
Yeah, yeah,
Boy, time I lived there,
Hospitality.
but I lived
He was
there.
like
Going,
E40 on. Nah, nah, nah. I left the club
yeah,
staggering. I
no,
left Ron
for real.
P house staggering.
No, no, for real.
Hey,
I was in there.
low key, she did.
hey, Ron. I gotta know, man. What is your sign?
Scorpio.
Okay, right after Libra. Okay.
I don't understand signs. A lot of I was just having this. How they be like, this person ain't compatible with this person, or this person attitude is like this because they're this. I don't understand none of it. Like I just know I'm a Scorpio because,
Cause your birthday.
yeah, that's it. Like I don't know. Like is what is Scorpios like? Are they
Okay.
are they cool? Are they?
Okay,
Basically,
my
yeah. Take it, Killer Queen.
my son is a Scorpio.
Mhm.
Okay, this boy is so and like, all right, I know the whole astrology shit and all that stuff. I don't really get into that, but what I do know is when certain people are born around the same time, they act alike. That's all I really know about it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I know this and that. I don't, because I've been around a lot of Geminis and all of them act the same. I've been around a lot of Sagittariuses and Scorpios. My son is a Scorpio. He is stubborn. headstrong leader. Um, he has to have the last word in everything. Like, he's not the type that's gonna be like, you know what, all right, you got it. Nah, he's gonna say what he gotta say until he's done talking, and it's insane because he's about to be 12, going on like 25. So, and then like most of the Scorpios that I have met have been, leaders. They're not followers. You know what I'm saying? Like they have to be a boss in life, and that's how Aries are too. Like my whole life that I've been working, I felt like I cannot work for people. Like I just cannot do
So
it.
I have an Aries as a father.
So you're Aries.
Yes.
Okay. So everything you described in your son, who's a Scorpio, how different is that from you?
I think that it's not that different, to be honest.
See, so that's why I don't really play into the signs and stuff because I don't feel like they really be accurate. Because
Well,
I'm
here,
sure, I'm,
I'll
I'm
go on,
sure, I'm, I'm,
pop it
I'm
off.
sure that if her being an Aries is very similar to Scorpios, and it's just like,
How
is this
similar?
really astrology or is this just like personality?
Let me jump in there. See, what you guys are referring to is the sun sign. That depends on where in the calendar are you born. But there's also a moon and a rising that play into that too.
Right.
Now, with zodiac signs, if you're going to compare and contrast various signs, here's the thing. It's true. It's not 100% true. There are certain qualities and traits that signs will share, and certain, looks in the eyes, styles of dress, ways of speaking that different signs will carry.
Mm-hmm.
Different personality traits that each sign will carry. But the sun sign doesn't tell the whole story. The truth of the matter is that it also not only depends on where in the calendar are you born, like when you are, but also where in the world. So if you download this app called CoStar, you can find your moon and your rising based on what time you were born and where in the world you're born at.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't dive that deep in that. I just know I'm like, oh, I'm an Aries. I know a lot of Aries, we all act alike, but now Ron P got me thinking
And
that everybody really just
it's not that you
say
all act alike. It's that in Aries, to me, is that I view an Aries is like this. It's like you are street. Oh my God! See, God is listening. I just got a text from my auntie who's an Aries. It just had a smiley face. Okay, but an Aries is street yet sleek. It's that you are a combination of sophisticated. You got your sophisticated side and your hood side. You know, so you can be in the dice game or you could be in the meeting with the investors.
See, you just
right,
described me. I'm a
Yeah,
Scorpio.
right,
That's
right.
literally
But a Scorpio is known for having a freaky side. That sexuality is part
yeah,
of your being.
that
Is
too. The Scorpio.
Yeah, and
He's
that
like,
a Scorpio is. There you go. I need one of those. I need that sound effect machine for show. But no, what do I know about Scorpio men are good teachers. And I think a Scorpio man sometimes might come off a little too cool for school. A little more reserved, a little more to himself. But and is always, you never want a Scorpio to be the bearer of bad news. Because they
you
will be.
you hitting the head on
Yeah.
you hitting the head on the nail, yeah.
Yeah, and see with a Libra, I'm like a Libra represents balance, right? So I'm like the middleman, I'm the glue, I'm the resolver of the conflict. Even if it don't have to do with me, if y'all get into an argument, I best believe I'm gonna be there to diffuse it.
you've done that.
You know, exactly. I've done that. I've done that before, and also is like I'm the one who like I believe I'm responsible to bring people together.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
So the thing is like if you want to examine signs, look at people every time you find out about a person, every time you see somebody on TV or it's an artist you like, look them up and find out when their birthday is.
Okay.
And then find out what sign they are from there.
I'm gonna do
That's
that. I'm
great.
about to look into that. I'm about to look into that.
I just been like, oh, I'm an Aries. I know like my personality. I know how I am. And then when I get around other Aries, I'm like, oh shit, like you're annoying as fuck. You're just like me.
Well,
Like we're
yeah,
annoying as hell.
but
Damn.
you can't just slap the label of annoying as fuck. You got to say what is annoying. And thing with an Aries is that when an Aries walks into the room, there's a boom of confidence.
Yeah.
It's like without even opening your mouth, you're already heard.
Yeah.
Just by you being who you are, like the stance, the style of dress, the look on the face.
I wanna take it back to what Ron P said about him being the same person in his music and the same person at the store. You know what I'm saying? Like anywhere you catch him, he's the same person. I've had a problem with that. Not like because I'm trying to pretend to be somebody I'm not, right? Because we all know like I'm the same person. Ron P's met me in real life. You haven't had a chance yet, but I know once you do, you're gonna be like same person. But because I'm a teacher, I have to literally do like a 360 while I'm at work. And for those who know that I've been a teacher for a couple years now, it's been a little hard for me to be able to balance being myself and being a teacher. Teachers out here are getting fired for everything nowadays. A teacher in Detroit just got fired for, posting, she's a rapper. She dropped a music video, got fired. We have a police officer in Detroit that had become a rapper. Well, she'd been a rapper. Her videos somehow got out that, she was a police officer. They fired her too. So it's like, it's been a little hard to be able to like keep that balance between, my professional job and being me as a person, being a rapper, DJ, podcaster, like all this stuff, and be myself. But, one thing that I've learned and noticed about myself is I've been being myself, even being a teacher. Like for a minute, I was like, dude, I gotta come in here and I gotta be so professional. And then like slowly but surely, I just was being myself, like just being able to talk the way I talk. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, when I'm at work, I talk a little bit more professional, but you know, I'm that cool teacher that hangs out with the parents. You know what I'm saying? Like we do parent meetings and then we'll go hang out together or go do something together. You know what I'm saying? Like I've created those personal relationships. So now it has not been as hard as it was in the beginning though, because it felt like it was hard being able to be a teacher, be a DJ, myself, a person, because I had to like watch what I do. And now I'm at that point to where I'm like, all right, like if they were to find Lifted and Thrifted, and they were like, hey, this is not appropriate, whatever. I feel like I would have to pick myself, like I would have to pick me, and I would have to pick Lifted and Thrifted because it's like I'm not gonna live, uncomfortable so other people could be comfortable,
Yep.
So like now I'm fully just myself. I talk the way I talk. I am the way I am. I do what I do, and I feel 100% comfortable, and it comes natural to do the DJing, the podcasting, the teachering, the momming, all that stuff incorporated in one. So I just want to touch back on that because, like, I love genuine people. Like, I love when people are real, and I don't want to call people original, but when they're just like 100% original, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't fabricate shit. They don't, add shit on. They don't, or what's the saying? They don't season the pot. You know what I'm saying? Give it to you how it is, and then you respect them because they're so real. And I think it's so dope that I have both of you guys on the podcast right now because I think highly of both of you, and I feel that way towards both of you because you guys have like never switched up. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys literally are just yourselves, and I love that. So I'm gonna take a shot for that.
There you go.
It's so important to be yourself. I always said at the end of the day, once all my friends go home, once I turn all these lights and cameras off, I have to look at myself in the mirror and be like, you just really lied. You are not like this. You are not like that. Like I couldn't do that to myself. I couldn't look myself in the mirror and be like, I'm gonna give you an example. You know how I say I don't smoke and drink? Well, 50 Cent he don't smoke. He sips every blue moon. He don't smoke at all, right? But he got a song to say, I get high all the time. I smoke that good shit. I get high all the time.
It is an old song though.
It's an old song, but he's never smoked.
Really?
Yeah, look it up. He done interviews. He do not smoke at all. He may puff a cigar, but that's not inhaling. But other than that, like he don't smoke. He don't smoke weed, cigarettes, or nothing. So I say all of that to say I couldn't do something and then look at myself in the mirror and be like if I made a song, I get high all the time. I would be so embarrassed with myself
because it's
because
like you see your life.
yeah, like I don't care if everybody is rocking to it, everybody's the number one song. I don't care. I have to look at myself and be like, you don't do that. You know
No.
what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I get that. And that's another thing people got to understand too, just us being on the internet. I always said this since a kid. I know it's not accurate, but I always say the internet was made for entertainment. So I feel like people don't need to judge you whether you do or don't as much as they do on the internet because we all like to be entertained. Those same people who was protesting against those teachers to get them fired because they rap or whatever, those people watch The Terminator. Arnold Schwarzenegger ain't no killer. He ain't really blowing things up. We're watching this to be entertained. We're watching Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie fight and kick each other ass. One of the highest selling movies ever. But it's all entertainment. So I don't know why people just feel like, oh, why can't she be a teacher and rap? Like she's just entertaining us. This isn't who she is in real life. Like I said, the governor of California was Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? So
Yeah.
y'all can elect him to be the governor, forgetting that he made all of these movies about blowing people up in these gruesome movies. So
Well,
that's a difference.
exactly. It's acting, but you also got to consider who they're allowing things for. Because at the end of the day, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a white man, and when a teacher is getting fired for having an OnlyFans, that is a woman. You got to remember sex work in particular, and I know a thing or two about that because thickness protection program. But sex work in particular is shunned simply, I believe, to keep a woman down.
I believe that because again, what my biggest thing is with people just in general. I just feel like people want to be a part of something to attack. It's not even necessarily about if it's right or wrong no more. It's just more of, hey, it's a group of people over there messing with this person. Let's join in because people want to be a part of something. They want to
Right.
nag with something that whether they agree with it or not, they just want to be a part of something.
I
And I
think
think
that might be because in the COVID era, like we got so isolated
mhm.
that, and then people were staying home and working from home that like to be a part of something really meant like, I'll join this chat room on the internet or I'll get in a group chat and bully somebody like that's also why people want to be a part of things.
Yeah, we was just watching I don't know, my wife be having me watching so many of these shows. It's like maybe Chicago Med or ER something, I don't know. Well, this woman was she was pregnant and she wanted to have an abortion, right? So everyone was like, "Oh, abortion is wrong and abortion, no, no, no." And I was like, "Okay, I feel like for the people who feel like abortion is wrong, if she put her baby up for adoption, how many of those people are going to say, "I'll take your baby"? So I feel like people don't really analyze, and I'm not saying right is right, abortion is right or wrong. I'm just using this as a scenario. If you're not willing to fix the problem, don't complain about the problem.
Mm.
Opposed to just saying no, no, no to abortion, why don't you say we would take that baby if you're not ready to take care of it, or we can since we're all bitching at you, we're gonna put money together to help put this baby somewhere where it needs to be. So people are quick to attack but not have solutions.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing. So instead of attacking a teacher for because she's a rapper, ask yourself, how has my kid been doing in her class? Has my kid come home with understanding with math? Has my kid got to, so look at that. Because I'm gonna be honest, if I found out my third grade son teacher did OnlyFans, let's just say I found out she did OnlyFans. Okay, that's cool. What did my son learn? Are you teaching him OnlyFans? No. Oh, you taught him his multiplication? Cool, because everybody's got a personal life. Hell, schools wouldn't exist if we wasn't fucking.
People wouldn't exist.
People wouldn't exist. Nothing would exist if we all wasn't having sex, and all of us ain't married having sex. So it's just like before people start, just I don't wear one, but I'm married. But
Yeah.
but
More power to you, brother.
oh yeah, but no, it's just I feel like again, sex isn't a real problem because we're all doing it. It's only a problem if your kid come home and say, "Hey, I know how to get a following if I just post my nipple." Or I know how to, if your kid is bringing home the teacher's personal life, then okay, then we could get together on that. But if your kid is progressing and learning to read and all of that, I don't care what that lady is doing. Do your person, because we all got our own personal lives, and we all got things in our closet. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I just don't like when people judge and they don't look deeper than that. Like, you know.
I
Um,
agree.
Ron, I want to know when it comes to the artist who you do reactions and reviews for, what is your submission process like? What is your vetting process like? And then, how is, interacting with the artists going forward? How's that experience been with you?
Um, well, first and foremost, I don't just do reactions for content. I'm a die-hard music fanatic, like not just rap. I've I didn't even know what rap was till I was about 13 or 14. I grew up in a blues jazz
Hmm.
household. I'm just a fan of music. Every day in my household, I'm listening to anything from Taylor Swift to Jay-Z to, so when I'm doing these reactions, it's just more of I want to listen to some new music. I want to listen to some new content. And why not just turn the camera on while I do it? And that's why I always say before my reactions, it's not personal. Don't take my opinion as disrespect. If I don't like your song, send another one and send another one. Just send as many as you want to because, like I said, it's just I need music. I need music. Music feeds me. I am the beast who feeds off of music. So the reactions was just like, hey, I'm tired of listening to what I've been listening to. Send me some of y'all stuff, and I just react to it. And then what ends up happening is I slowly build relationships with these people because they either like my reaction because it's genuine. Nobody pays me to do this, because I feel like if you paid me to do it, I'm going to say, oh, it was amazing. I don't get paid for doing reactions. So it's just more of just genuine opinions, and yeah. So I mean, and then it's good because, like I said, I build relationships with. It's a lot of people who I've done reaction videos to, and it's grown. It went from reactions to interviews to, hey, come kick it at my house. We having pizza today. So it's again that domino effect. It opens up so many different doors just being a fan of music. You know.
Absolutely. See, with me, it's a little different because I've been doing this a number of years, and with the reactions, I do have a fee, but I believe that's a service,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll go from artist if I genuinely find the music, which was always the case. Like I'm just finding music, I'll react to it, or
Mm-hmm.
I'll review it. But like when it comes to submissions, I have a different process where that's a fee because I already have a plate full of different things
Right.
to do.
See, I did that. I started at first. I had a fee to do it, right? But then I was just more like, you know what? I'm not going to do that because I'm getting something from it. You're getting something from it. And at the end of the day, like I say, I love music. So you're doing me a service. I would rather. I know this sounds so crazy. I would rather listen to your music than charge you for it to do a reaction
That's real.
because I feel like you're doing me a service because I need music. Like if I don't have if the house don't have no music in it, I'm gonna be fiend out. Like I need music. Like I can't function. So, I mean, and because I got different incomes on different things, the reactions wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary to charge.
Yeah.
I feel like almost that would be me being selfish in a way. You know what
By
I'm
the way,
saying?
shout out to my man Jade Barnes of African American Male Wellness in the chat. Um, Dope. Other than the media company and YouTube and whatnot, what is your 9 to 5 like? What are some of the other many hustles of Ron P?
Well, I mean, it's no 9 to 5. It's just grind and grind. I don't have like what I do. Like I'm working from home, and Like I have different people that I network with. Like I'm a part of a company called Clam Lube, Flavor and Fire. It's a hot sauce company. They behind me, and we do business with each other. And I got merch that we're about to launch. It'll be before Christmas. I'm relaunching my merch and things like that. So I just learned, man, the internet is just like one big giant warehouse with a bunch of rooms to work from. So the internet, it's so much to do. You can do anything. Like I said, I got a game show that that a lot of people isn't doing. I'm like, well, what else can I do? Oh, game show.
That-
What else
and
can
mo-
I do?
Just so y'all know, I want money on for Miss Frizzle.
Yeah,
In case y'all didn't,
shit with Miss
I
Frizzle.
want
Yeah,
money every single time. I'm the only person to have done that. Just so y'all know,
look,
only
it's
person to have
on the
won money
game show.
time.
On the game show, it's trivia, it's spelling, it's a chance to win cash, it's prizes, all kinds of stuff. So it's just the possibilities is endless. So that's why I just do everything, and it feels right. I'm never doing nothing that feels forced, or I never do nothing that feels not genuine. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I got to look myself in the mirror, and I wish I could turn this camera around. I have so many bottles of liquor over here, right? I don't drink at all. It's awkward, and my wife will tell you it's awkward when I have to even move these around, because I'm like, it was awkward for me to buy it. I felt so awkward buying alcohol. I felt like I was buying crack. Like because I felt awkward, and then they tell me stuff like, "Oh, you're getting drunk tonight," and I have to, no, 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 I'm doing this. Like that's how genuine I am with, like, because alcohol isn't me.
Right.
But again, it just the show is, because I'm very funny, I'm spontaneous, I'm outspoken. So the game show is me. The drinks is just because other people like to drink. But Queen, you lucky you dodged this one. Uh, yeah, Bean Boozled.
Oh, is
That's
that where you taste them nasty beans and they different flavor?
you
Oh,
you
no.
you can get a blueberry one, or one that tastes like boogers. Long story short, that's for the game show. All of those is for the game show. So you dodged that one. But yeah, I just love doing anything that's just fun, and as long as it feel right to me, it's a go.
Okay.
Sorry.
Uh,
Yeah.
well, what's something that the three of us can put our heads together going forward? I think there's definitely a seat for you here in the palm tree. So what do we do here next?
Well, again, the possibilities is endless.
Yeah.
We find something that cater to everybody and what we all can contribute to it. And shoot, I'm open minded. Like I said, I don't want to stop working and coming up with content and creating until I can't no more. You know what I'm saying? And like, I just went school shopping today, and the money I spent today, I'm not happy about it, but it's for my babies. But so again, I'm always working. Anything to, and I don't look at everything that I do has to make a check. It's more of the down the line thing. You set each other up. Like, I remember when I first started rapping, I would never, ever, ever, ever sell any music at all. Give it away for free. This is when I was paying for studio time. Now I have my own studio I could record, but like, I was paying for studio time and giving my music away, and people was just like, okay, you spending all this money on studio time, you gotta get some of that back. No, sometimes, because I look at me not selling my music back then set me up for where I'm at today. It's just like stocks. Are you in the stocks?
I should be, but I'm not.
Okay, like
Are you, Queen?
stocks. Oh, see, y'all got to listen. We'll talk more about that on another show if you want. But I'm in the stocks, so I understand it's not all about what you're going to get right now. When you play stocks, it's the long term. We're talking, 10, 15 years down the line. And at any time, if I sell out, I will make a decent amount, but I'm not. I don't have to. So that's how I look at media and all of this stuff is. It's not about making money at this point today. It's about what is this going to do for us 2 years down the line. So I'm open to any and everything. It's just, I don't know, just got to make sense for everybody.
All right.
All right. I have a feeling that this will be far from our last conversation.
Definitely.
So,
Yeah, I agree.
Killer
Yeah,
Queen, you got anything else for Ron P or for otherwise that you want to pop off?
So, what? I know that you have been doing your own music videos lately. Um, I think I'm ready to shoot a video to Texas Made.
Let me know. Yeah, that's another thing. I have MEB Films, which is the videography music part of what I do as well, because I shoot music videos as well. I stopped relying on people and took
Mm.
everything into my hands. I always said if I fail, I want it to be because of me, not because of what somebody else didn't do for me. I'm perfectly fine with failing on my expense, but not because, oh, this guy didn't give me my video back on time, or oh, he didn't mix and master my song, or oh, he didn't give me my cover art. Everything I just named, I learned how to do it myself. So, like I said, just whenever you're ready, I got you.
I'm gonna what's crazy is I was gonna hit you up for Cinco de Mayo, but I ended up having to do a whole bunch of shit that day because we had went to the lowrider show and shit, and that would have been a perfect place to shoot the video.
I
So
love my Mexicans. I love Mexicans so much. Like, remember I told you I'm a hat collector? I
yeah,
I'm
got
a hat
like,
collector too. Why are we the same, like twins?
right. I have like a
like
hundred hats.
and
I have
shit.
I have 100
Well, all
hats with the Mexican flags on them, and I rock them all the time. Like, even learning a little Spanish because my wife's from El Paso, so I had to learn that. Learning Spanish, and I rep the Mexican culture so much that some of my black friends look at me like, "Hey, you black, right?" Like, yeah, I know, but I love my brown people. Like I got to go to Mexico because her family, her grandparents and stuff is from Juarez, and it was like the dopest experience. And but I will say, over there in Mexico, they frown upon interracial relationships, but at the same time, they're dark as us. Like, her dad is dark, a little lighter than me,
Mm.
but when they saw me speaking Spanish over there and stuff, it just raised suspicion. And then the cartel shit going on over there and stuff. But I just love Mexicans. I love Mexican food. I love Mexicans. My kids is mixed.
no.
So yeah. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, my name ain't even Ronald no more. It's Ronaldo. All right. So yeah. So I love my essays.
And this, yeah, that cross cultural thing between black and Latino is really why we built this show. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. I'm down for whatever y'all want to do. And I send all my, well, you got my information, Queen. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna add you. I think I did add you. I don't know if I did. But regardless, I'm gonna
but
add
yeah,
you. And
we locked in
uh,
now.
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
yeah, and I look forward to definitely linking with you again, Queen, because we got some stuff we got to do.
Yeah.
And it's good meeting you. I definitely want
yeah,
to network and
definitely.
politic. I want
Oh,
to pick your brain. I want to
for
pick your brain.
sure, for sure. Yeah, we do that sometimes on my channel where it's called an outer view, where the after the interview, the guest is free to ask as many questions as he or she would like. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we gotta tap in. So we could definitely collab on something or do something, whatever.
yeah. I'm thinking little. I love leaking things, but what about a video countdown? Ron P and Palms video countdown.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
What like I, I'm open, man. Like I said,
Yeah.
there's no unless you say something about, like, some off the wall crazy, then I ain't, but other than that, I'm down for anything. I love experimenting, trying, and you know,
Don't worry,
yeah.
Pops. We'll keep you off the thickness protection program.
Protection program. But what?
Yeah.
So I remember an episode, Ron. What's his name? He used to do he. I don't know if he's still rapping or not, but he one of like the old heads in Saginaw. You had him on your show. Y'all did that chip challenge. What's his name?
Oh, AK.
AK. All right. I met AK through another one of my cousins. Don't ask me how. Obviously, the city's small. All right. So y'all y'all was doing videos on, wasn't it on some women? I can't remember exactly what it
All
was.
right,
This
all right, all right. So what it was is, we could cuss on here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It
I've
was
been.
it was pussy
I'm,
flavored chips. Okay. They have dick flavored chips too. We ain't try those. We ain't try those. But we tried pussy flavored chips, and yeah, Yeah, like that's another thing. Like I said, there's nothing that's gonna make me be like, I ain't doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I will say the chips,
Did they take?
it's hard to say. Like I see the direction they was going. It had that little twang to it, but
That's like some pissy ass
that
chips.
that's what he said. He was like, yeah, like it had that, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna buy them or nothing like that. Actually, those chips was expensive as hell.